Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the Fall 2017 collection from 9-0. This is the Enemies of Hyrule collection based off of bad guys in the Legend of Zelda series. If you guys don't know, 9-0 is my own brand of polish that I do make and sell myself, so I try not to go full-blown review here as much as just showing you the colors. These are going to be available for pre-order on September 22nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry if you can hear the cat playing with the makeup brush on the floor next to me. So pre-order starts on the 22nd and then orders will start shipping on the 29th of September. So I will link the website down below where you guys can check these out and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Peahat, and this is a very light yellow crelly base. This has red, orange, gold, burgundy, and navy glitters in it. So I like the crellies that have smaller glitters in them. I've done larger glitter ones before, but I still prefer the look of these. And it is a crelly, so it's going to be a bit sheer on that first coat. And I don't know how many of you are actually familiar with the Legend of Zelda series, but the Peahat is like, I don't know, it's like this flying turnip helicopter. It's got like helicopter blades. It's terrifying. And it's really like so easy to outrun, but I just remember walking by one the first time I played Ocarina of Time, and it came up out of the ground and started chasing me, and I was like 9 years old, and it absolutely scared the living hell out of me. So I think this one covers enough in 2 coats. You have enough glitter there to kind of distract you. Sometimes I like to do 3 for crellies like this, just because I like the look of 1 extra coat of glitter, but unless you do really thin coats, which I guess is entirely possible, you should be able to cover it completely in 2. And that glitter is going to stick to the nail a bit because it is just regular glitter, and it's going to dry a little bit textured, so you will want top coat to smooth it all out. So that is 2 coats of Peahat. The next polish is called Igneo Pebblit, and this is a fiery orange jelly base with a ton of little silver microflakes. I'm actually not sure if Breath of the Wild is the first game that these specific enemies have been in. I admittedly have not played every Zelda game. I tend to just kind of play one, really like it, and play it over and over again, so I've only played like maybe 5 or 6 of them. This is a little bit sheer on the first coat, but it is incredibly sparkly. This polish will dry smooth because it is a bunch of little flakes. There's no glitter involved. And it will remove from the nail pretty easily, but these are those little silver flakies that stick to the skin like crazy. So you'll probably see a little bit of sparkle around my nails as I continue on the video. And to anyone else that's played Breath of the Wild, tell me if you think that the little pebblets are 100 times harder than the actual giant version of them, the talus, or however you pronounce it. I don't really know. I just feel like 5 of these little pebblets are way harder for me to beat than their larger counterpart. So that is 2 coats of Igneo Pebblit. The next polish is called Armos, and this is a navy blue jelly base with little gold flakes. And I know that Armos have taken a few different colors depending on what game you're playing. I was picturing the Twilight Princess ones because everything's just dark and shrouded through that whole game anyway. And this is a little bit sheer on the first coat. It is a jelly, so it does take a couple coats to build up. I think you're going to need 2 or 3 just depending on how white your nail line is and how you apply it in general. And those little flakies that are in there are not going to stick to the nail like a glitter. And they might stick to the skin, but they're not going to be as bad as the flakes in Igneo Pebblit. So I think this one covers pretty well on the second coat. I do see a little bit of nail line there at the end. It's one of those things that I can only see under certain lights. I do think if you have longer nails, you have a lot more nail line, or you have much whiter nail line. You will definitely want 3 coats of this because it will stand out. So I think you can probably see, hopefully, that this does dry a smidgen dull. So you will definitely want top coat, but you won't have to worry about needing to smooth those flakes out at all. And that third coat does kind of give everything a little bit more depth. So that is 3 coats of Armos. So the next polish is called Octorok, and this is a reddy purple jelly base with gold holographic glitter. And I'm definitely picturing Ocarina of Time Octorok here because they do have that purple and the glowing eyes. This one's going to be a little bit sheer, a little bit patchy on that first coat, and it is for sure going to dry textured because there is a lot of glitter in here. And that glitter will stick to the nails, so if you're not using a peel-off base coat, you will have to do some scrubbing when it's time to take this one off. But that's the price we pay for glitter. So this one does cover completely on the second coat. With glitters like this, you tend to need a thicker second coat because the first coat does create some space with the glitter that's going to suck up some of the polish, so it takes a little bit more to cover the nail completely after that. And this one is also drying a little bit dull, but you're going to need top coat to cover that glitter anyway. So that is 2 coats of Octorok. The next polish is called Puppet, and this is a kind of army green holographic. And I actually had to look these guys up to even see what they were called because I had no idea that they were just called puppets. But I remember this part of Twilight Princess where you're chasing Skull Kid around and you're getting surrounded by these things, and just the sounds that they make and the music that goes along with that scene and the way that they move. It's one of my favorite parts of any Zelda game. So this one does cover completely on that second coat, and there is no glitter in here, so it will dry smooth. It is going to dry a little bit dull, so you will want top coat to add that shine. And the color also gets a little bit deeper on that second coat as well. So that is 2 coats of Puppet. And the last polish is called Wallmaster, and this is a reddy brown holographic. So, okay, the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite temples that I've played. And I know I'm probably boring the heck out of everybody that has no idea what I'm talking about here. But this is the inspiration behind the polishes. So the Wallmaster, if you're not familiar with it, is a red-brown zombie hand that will just drop from the ceiling and grab you and pull you back to the beginning of the temple no matter where you are. I mean, they're not in every room, but the rooms that they are in. And they absolutely terrify me. By far the most terrifying enemy that I have ever encountered in a game. But it gets better than that. If you manage to hit one, it breaks up into 3 little small hands, and if you don't get those 3 small hands in a certain amount of time, they all grow into big hands, and then you're starting all over again, except now you have 3 of them, and it's the stuff of nightmares. But this one is completely opaque in 2 coats, does dry a little bit dull. You won't have any issues removing it or with it being textured because it is a holographic. So that is 2 coats of Wallmaster. But wait, there's more. As you guys know, or as some of you might know, I had a lot of stuff go down with me in the month of August, and unfortunately that did cut into a lot of my planning for holiday polishes time. So I didn't want to leave you completely empty-handed for Halloween. I have one new polish right here that is called Ghost. This is a really light gray holographic. So this will be releasing for pre-order at the same time as the fall collection, and then I will also be re-releasing on a pre-order some Halloween polishes from previous years. So I will have Swamp Thing, Jack-o'-lantern Juice, Cauldron Fire, and Black Cat Optional will all be back on Friday as well. So this is a lighter color. It is more sheer. I needed 3 coats when I did my swatch pictures, so I am fully anticipating needing 3 here as well. And in case anybody was wondering why there's no such thing as a pure white holographic, it's because this is actually what happens when you mix white with holographic. The holographic is gray, and it turns the whole polish slightly gray. But I actually really like it. I was mixing up a polish that has white and holographic in it along with other things, and I decided just to mix those 2 things together first and see how it would look. That way I wasn't risking wasting any ingredients, and I actually really like it, so here it is. So this one also does dry a little bit dull, and this is actually looking pretty decent for me on 2 coats this time around. I'm gonna do 3 anyway just because my swatch pictures are 3, but whether you need 2 or 3 is really just gonna depend on your application. I'm thinking I needed 3 in my pictures because I wasn't patient enough to let the first coat dry, and I think I smudged some of the first coat off with the second coat. Yeah, you know what? I actually changed my mind. I'm looking at this and there's really no need for me to do a 3rd coat here. Like I said, I do have 3 in my pictures, but I think that was just me not waiting long enough for the first coat to dry, messing up the second coat, and then needing a 3rd to cover that up. This time around, it's actually looking pretty decent. So that is 2 coats of Ghost. So that is the fall 2017 collection from 90. I can't really pick favorites of my own polishes, so I skipped that part altogether. Again, I will link the website down below because pre-order does start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on September 22nd. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.